Hi everybody, Jake here. Hope everyone's doing well today. Hope everyone's having a great Sunday. I know I am, especially after that Browns win. Lighting's going to be a little different in this video. Tell me if you guys like it this way. I think I kind of like the lighting like this. It's kind of a warm vibe. I'm recording this at night. I just had a lot of stuff going on during the day, so I couldn't get a video out right after the game like I normally do. So let me know what you guys think of the lighting. I really like it like this, but we will move on. Browns get a win. I mean, come on, baby. This is a team win as good as it comes. This is as rugged as football gets. They were in an absolute bar fight with the Green Bay Packers, and they found a way to win. And that's what great teams do. Great teams find ways to win in the NFL. It wasn't pretty. There was a lot of bad to take from this game, but the Browns found a way to win against a really good team, probably the best team in the NFL, in my opinion. They found a way to win. So a lot to be optimistic about. There's plenty they got to clean up, but we will go over everything. I have a lot of thoughts on this game. So let's go ahead and jump into, I'll take this kind of quarter by quarter of what I was thinking. First quarter, I'm actually going to lump the first and second quarter together. The first half was just, offensively, it was putrid. As bad as the Browns offense has looked this year to me, Cincinnati game, there was enough to take from that game with Joe Flacco that you're like, okay, you got a serviceable guy back there. He can take advantage of opportunities that the defense sets him up for. If the defense gets a timely turnover, Joe's going to capitalize on it. The offense is going to find a way to capitalize on it. The Ravens game, nope, it was pretty bad. He turned the ball over. He really appeared to regress from the first game. And granted, you're playing a lot better defense in Baltimore than you were in Cincinnati, but I digress. It was really bad in Baltimore, and this game, again, it was really bad. Green Bay and Baltimore's defense, I don't know. I guess I'm more scared of Green Bay's defense, so it makes sense that Flacco looked as bad as he did. But the first half was disgusting, no good, very bad. It was really bad. I was not having fun. I didn't really know what was happening at the end of the half. They didn't give Andre Schmidt a chance to kick the field goal at the end. I know it was a long field goal, but we'll get into it later. But, I mean, he made that at the end of the game. So, I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't even matter. It's the negative. I'm thinking about it, and I don't even need to at this point. Third quarter. Again, it was a little bit more of the same. It felt like the Browns were kind of leaning on Green Bay a little bit. But it was the defense continued to bail the Browns out. The defense showed up. Carson Schlesinger, Grant Delpit. These guys it felt like they were all over the field, and they just found ways to keep the Browns in it. The field position battle that was going on all day. You kept Green Bay out of the end zone. They only scored, what was it, one time, and they got a field goal. And that was a long drive. Green Bay had one really good drive on the Browns defense. But again, third quarter, the Browns offense was trash. But they found a way. The Browns defense found a way just to keep them in the game. Just keep them in the game. Give them a chance. Give them a chance. And this is where, offensively, you finally saw it. The heavy zone run scheme that we were waiting for since Stefanski said that they were going to go back to this. Quinshon Judkins, 18 carries for 94 yards. You saw it towards the end of the game. Third and fourth quarter, you really saw he was getting out into space. He was making guys miss. He was really leaning on that defense. And by the end of the game, Green Bay did not want to tackle him. A lot to be optimistic about. Quinshon Judkins had a good game. David Njoku had an okay game. Tillman had a pretty good game. No, he didn't. Really, David Njoku was the only one that had a good game as far as wide receivers go and tight ends. Harold Fannin only had 3 receptions, so it wasn't great there either. But I'll come back to that. Fourth quarter, I thought it was awesome. Like I said, Schlesinger and Delpit, you saw them the whole game. Schlesinger, inconceivably, Green Bay snaps the ball. I don't know why you do this if you're leading in the game like they were. They snapped the ball when they could have just let it die to the fourth quarter. They snapped the ball at the very end of the third quarter, and Schlesinger blows up Jordan Love. And I was thinking it, but I didn't say it. It just felt like momentum kind of has shifted right there. The Browns are going to get the ball back early in the fourth quarter. You're only down, what was it? It was 10-0 at the time. You're down by 2 possessions, but you're stealing some momentum. You're at home. You got the fans behind you. Let's get something going here. They didn't really do that. The Browns didn't until the final 5 minutes of the fourth quarters whenever you saw it. You saw them the long runs by Quinshon Judkins. He was getting out into space. He was shrugging off tacklers. He was making guys miss. It was the Judkins that we were waiting for. And 18 carries, 94 yards, 5.2 yards per carry, and a touchdown. It was great. The Browns had a lot of penalties in this one. You got to clean it up. You got to be better there. But, I mean, you're playing a really good team. I don't know. Fourth quarter, again, the defense gets a timely turnover. They hadn't had a turnover yet this year. I don't think they haven't had a turnover this year. They haven't forced a turnover. The Browns defense has been pretty much elite outside of the Baltimore game. Pretty much elite and hadn't forced a turnover. You saw that. Grant Delpit forces the turnover. The Browns steal the momentum back. It was, 10-3 at that point. Delpit gets the ball. The Browns march down the field. It's 10-10. Now there's life in the stadium. There's life in that Browns offense. And it's like, hey, we can knock these guys off right now. 11.5-point underdogs for what? Packers get the ball back. This was the only disappointing thing is you really saw the defense fold here because there was about 2 minutes-ish left in the game here. And the Packers march down the field. Miles Harden, pass interference. Can't do it. You got to turn your head and look at where the ball is. He just looks like he's lost at times. Whatever, we got to do something about slot corner, but I will get into that towards the end. The Packers march down the field. They set up a game-winning, essentially, field goal. The Browns, we got it back with like 20 seconds left or so. But I think it was Denzel Ward, blocks the field goal. It was insane. I can't remember the last time I've seen the Browns block a field goal. What was it, like against the Steelers? Maybe 2018, if I remember it right. I don't know. I'm sure there was maybe one in there that I'm just not thinking of, but I'm kind of scatterbrained. I'm excited. And they blocked the field goal. It was incredible. They blocked the field goal. My family was losing it. We're in the garage. We're just freaking out. And the Browns get the ball back, and Joe Flacco took advantage of the opportunities, takes a couple checkdowns. I think they actually drew Micah offsides, 5 yards, and then a little dump off to Njoku that set up the Andre Schmidt field goal to win the game. That's what great teams do. They find ways to win the game, and the Browns did exactly that. If the Steelers won a game like this, they would get so much credit. Mike Tomlin would get so much credit. It would be covered in the national media like a coaching masterclass or how great the team is or how great the culture is. But since it was the Browns, there will be no coverage of it, which whatever. Yeah, the Browns found a way to win this game when it looked like there was no chance that they were going to win this game. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I believe the Browns could win 7, 8, 9 games this year because they have a defense that is going to keep them pretty much in any game. As long as the offense isn't turning the ball over, this Browns team is going to be in every game they play. And that's really exciting to me. Now, I'll address just a couple of my post-game thoughts. I'm gonna get the negative out of the way first. Joe Flacco was really bad. I know the result is the Browns won this game, but Joe Flacco and that offensive line were terrible. And I need to see maybe the all 22 on it and see really what was going down. I know Dewan went down at left tackle, so that I think you had Alex Lucas in there. That's not great. And it wasn't a great day out of the offensive line. Jack Conklin isn't there. They're kind of dealing with stuff right now. They're old. I know it has to be better because 13 points in the NFL is not going to win you very many games. So we need to do we have to be better offensively. I thought actually in this game, I said that I wasn't a believer in throwing Dillon just out into the fire. I thought at one point that they might throw Dillon out there because Flacco just looked as bad as he did. But yeah, Joe, it's got to be better. It's not going to get easier. I think you got Detroit next week. It's not going to get easier. You're in Detroit. That's going to be a tough game. You're going against a good defense. We have to figure out a way to keep Joe upright more. It just wasn't good. The offensive line wasn't great. I'll address defense real quick. I was actually really impressed with the defense for the most part, except that Miles Harden pass interference at the end of the game was really the biggest concern that I have for there. But pros to the defense, well, I'll jump into the things I was happy about now. The Browns found a sense of run game offensively. Quinshon, 18 carries, 94 yards, 5.2 per carry, and a touchdown. That's your bell cow right there, baby. Dylan Sampson really wasn't a factor in this one. He had a carry for 2 yards, so that's not great. Yeah, 1 carry for 2 yards. That's not great. But I guess this is game script, right? Like, this is just what was working. So they found a sense of a run game. I said in my what the Browns got to do to win the game, they got to get Flacco's attempts under 45. He had 36. I said get it between 30, 35, 36. I guess I can live with that. But again, you're playing from behind. One of the things I said the Browns had to do in this one was get out to a fast start. They got out to a better start, but you're still punting the ball away, and Green Bay is still first to score. So you just don't want to be in a situation where you're playing from behind. But again, they were doing that. They kept it low scoring, so it was manageable. You didn't have to throw it 45, 50 times, but you still want to see the Browns start quicker. Get out there, get some points on the board. Let this defense play with some cushion, you know what I'm saying? So, sense of a run game, we found it. That was great. Offensively, it was pretty crappy the rest of the way. But you found a way to win. So you know what? I'm not gonna be overly critical. You just gotta be you got to be better. Jerry Jeudy had 1 reception. Got to be better. Cedric Tillman, 3 receptions. Not great. David Njoku was your leader in receptions and yards, and he had 40. 5 receptions for 40 yards. That's not overly impressive. You're playing a really good team. I will forgive them for it, though. They did find a way to win, and I don't want to come across like I'm being pessimistic about this. I'm so happy that the Browns won. I'm just saying what it is, because if the Browns would have just lost this game, say they don't block the kick and Green Bay just goes and they win the game, we're having a different conversation right now. You guys know that. Defensively, the Browns were incredible. Carson Schlesinger, like I said, Grant Delpit, they were all over the field. 6 tackles, 3 assisted. Grant Delpit, 6 tackles, 3 assisted. Denzel Ward balled. Greg Newsome balled. Ronnie Hickman was good. Special teams was good. I'll give them that. I didn't see anything that I was overly concerned about. Punt coverage was good. Yeah, I mean, I was pretty happy with everything they did on special teams, unless I'm missing something. Mason Graham had a good game. He was disruptive. Miles had a good game, disruptive. That's all you're asking for. And Devin Bush, your linebackers, played well. So really happy with what I saw on defense. And then Andre Schmidt, everybody was calling for his head. You got to feel good for the kid, right? Can I say that? You know, I'm 24. I don't even know how old Andre Schmidt is. But do I get to call him kid? I don't know. I don't know if I get to do that. He's 27 years old. He's not a kid. It's a grown man. Andre Schmidt, you got to feel good for him. After week 1, everyone's calling for his head. And you can, if you go back and watch my video, I was kind of non-committal on how I felt about it going forward. I wouldn't have been mad at the Browns if they cut Andre Schmidt, but I'm really glad that they gave him an opportunity to rectify the situation. And he had a really productive game in Baltimore, and he just won a game for you. So everybody that was calling for Andre Schmidt's head, hey, he had a good game. A lot to be happy about there. 55 yards to win the game. Pretty good. Yeah. I mean, those are my thoughts in this one. It was just an awesome game. It was the most... How do I word this? It was how great teams find ways to win. Like I said earlier, if Pittsburgh wins that game that way, this would be covered in the national media as how great of a coach Mike Tomlin is, how poised this team is, how great the culture is, yada, yada, yada. But now that since it's the Browns, they're not going to get any kudos for what they did. They're not going to get their flowers for anything. It's going to be a miracle, they're going to say. And how the Packers blew the game. No, the Browns overwhelmed you at the end of the game and found a way to take this one from you. So a lot to be happy about if you're the Browns going forward. I can't wait to see what this week of practice looks like. They said, Kevin said that they're sticking with Flacco for week 4, which I believe is against Detroit. If you bear with me, I will get the schedule. Yeah. So they get Detroit next week, and then they get the Vikings at 9:30 in the morning. That's in London. Yeah. and then they get Pittsburgh. So that's going to be the gauntlet of your schedule. So Detroit, then you're in London. The Vikings looked really good today, which I was not expecting. They beat the brakes off of Cincinnati. What's going on over there? You're going to get a tough one in Detroit. You're going to get the London game, which that can go kind of any way. And then you're going to get the Steelers in Pittsburgh, which isn't going to be great. But then you get the easier part of your schedule. You got the Jets. Then you get the Ravens, but you at least get them at home. You go to the Raiders. You get the Niners at home. You get the Titans at home. Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited what we are going to get out of the Browns going forward. I'm curious how the Lions game is going to look, but later in the week I'll give you my little preview of what I think is going to happen in that one, what the Browns got to do to win that game. I'm going on a tangent here, but yeah, those are my thoughts. Sorry, I'm kind of scatterbrained because I'm just so excited about what we saw today. The Browns found a way to win, man. They found a way to win. That's something to be happy about. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. In the description, go ahead and check it out. My Twitter's in there, or my X account, is in there. Go ahead and check that out. I love interacting with you guys over there. And leave a comment, man. Let me know what you guys thought about this game. Let me know what you guys think of the videos. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching. Go Brownies, baby.